girl. Welcome back to our channel. And Nixon.
And baby.
And baby. All three of us today. I put on a little bit of lipstick so I wouldn't look so crazy. And Nixon decided he wants like some lipstick too. You do kind of look like the Joker.
Yeah.
But I figure it's 2019. Boys can wear lipstick if they want to too. So we're both looking our best for the video. Okay, not looking my best, but.
And we turn on music.
Yep, right, and we have some music playing. Hopefully you can hear me, because I noticed in my last video with the music playing, it would my phone would try and pick up the music rather than my voice. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm talking kind of loud, but my fiance is sleeping in the other room, so I'm trying to keep it down. But hopefully you can hear us, huh, bub?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Today's video is, well, tonight's video, I guess. This is supposed to go up earlier. Sorry, guys. But I'm going to upload it right after I finish it.
Okay.
This is going to be Unexplained Phenomena Part 2.
Right.
2. So, Unexplained Phenomena Part 2. You ready?
Yep.
Alright, so the first one, I think I have about 6 different phenomena, or, hey, careful, don't pull on the cord. Or 7 or so, so we're just going to roll right with them. So the first one is, there was a really strange earthquake on November 11th, 2018. There was low-frequency rumbles, and it hit seismology radars throughout the entire planet. So all of Earth, it wasn't just one location. It hit the seismic radars everywhere.
If it crashed it on the North Pole.
No, it was everywhere, not just the North Pole. So it seemed as if it all came from deep inside the core of the Earth. It wasn't connected to or caused by any natural event. And scientists to this day still cannot figure out exactly what caused it. So, it's pretty crazy, huh? Are you going to yawn the whole video? All right.
Sorry.
The next one, it's kind of the same, goes along with it. On January 27th, 2018, there was over 100 trees, and they were giant trees like pine and sequoia that fell over all in the same direction in a town near Seattle. So I live in Washington State, but I live on the other side of the state. Seattle's, up here in the west. I'm over here way at the bottom, almost towards Oregon in eastern Washington. But yeah, there was over 100 trees that all fell over the same exact direction. Some think maybe it was an isolated windstorm that just happened in that area, but nobody in nearby, even close by towns felt any wind at all, or even heard wind, anything. Let alone that strong gust of wind that powerful enough to completely knock over 100 plus trees. So nobody heard any gust, any sudden wind, nothing. Sorry, I worded that really wrong. I'm trying to talk fast to get through this so little man can go to sleep. But yeah, it was just crazy. But they did, however, people in the nearby towns feel the ground tremor, almost like a little earthquake. There was multiple reports of people nearby who thought they actually felt an earthquake. Which it is uncommon in Washington State, but there have been times that we have had little earthquakes here and there. The trees fell, with such force all at once that it actually registered on the seismic monitor nearby, seeming like it was an actual small earthquake. So it did show up on the monitor and the radar, which is just crazy. So yeah, to this day, again, there's still no scientific explanation for this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think it was some kind of windstorm or something? It's literally just this one area of 100 plus trees that all just fell over and caused a mini earthquake. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, huh? It's pretty crazy. So the next one is called third man syndrome. You guys might have heard of this. I think there's another term for it. I can't think of it right now, but what it is, it's when an unseen presence is said to have assisted in some kind of life or death situation, or some kind of spirit who helps during a time of extreme trauma. So say you're stuck in a really bad situation, like life or death, like a car crash or something. People have felt or seen or witnessed some kind of third person, whether it be a spirit or one of their loved ones or something, actually help them through it and save them. Scientists say it could be some kind of hallucination happening that's caused by a near-death experience or some kind of trauma. But those who have been through it always say that it was real. They say that, no, this wasn't some hallucination. I know what was happening. So it's pretty crazy. They always say that they were fully conscious and saw some kind of spirit or another being. And like I said, a lot of times the spirit being or apparition is of like a deceased loved one or someone they knew who had passed. This syndrome has been heavily studied, but no conclusive evidence or conclusion has been found. Pretty crazy. Have you guys ever experienced this third man syndrome? Let me know in the comments. So this next one is a little bit long. We'll get through it real fast. Sorry I'm talking so fast. This was actually called, I was going to do a whole video on this, but it wasn't really long enough to do a whole video, so let's jump into it. It was called the Cuban Embassy Incident, which you guys might have heard this on the news. It was kind of circulating for a while. Or it's also called the Havana Syndrome. So this all happened to American and Canadian diplomats in 2017 who were working at the Cuban Embassy. First, an American man working at the embassy noticed outside of his home a very high-pitched, piercing noise, and his neighbors heard it also. A month later, another Cuban embassy worker, where am I? There we are, started hearing the noise too. Both workers were seen at their local medical office for hearing loss that they reported. We're almost done, I promise.
Yeah.
Soon after, many of the embassy workers started experiencing hearing loss, memory loss, migraines, nausea, extreme vomiting, flu symptoms, delusion, hallucinations, insomnia, and even more. Officials began to believe it had to be some kind of attack on the embassy, some kind of like sonic or acoustic weapon, or some kind of radiation emitter. Emitter, if I can say that right, thinking it could be some kind of experimental weapon being tested on these certain individuals. The first few people with these symptoms just so happened to be ex-CIA agents, so that's a little weird. Theorists believe maybe our CIA or military were testing these weapons on them to try and wipe their memories of what they had learned at the CIA. So maybe while they were working, this specific group of people had learned, something that possibly our CIA or whoever wanted them to forget. So they were using this, testing out this kind of audio weapon to rid their memory, because a lot of them were dealing with memory loss too. Some even theorize that maybe it was our government testing out some kind of audio weapon to eventually use on our enemies. Or even us. Just a theory. Just throwing that out there. Not conclusive. Nothing's ever been concluded on this case. It's just a theory. A lot of people believe it's what could be causing all these strange and unexplainable noises, booms, hums that are being heard all over the US. So if you haven't heard about that already, in my last video, Unexplained Phenomena Part 1, I talk about the Windsor hum and all these booms and weird, crazy noises that have been heard throughout the US. So I'll link that down below if you haven't seen it yet. Go check it out. Those people who live close to the source of these hums and noises happening all over lately do seem to have the same kind of symptoms that these people at the Cuban embassy had. Skeptics, as well as most government officials, say that they think it's probably just some kind of mass hysteria. So, again, nothing conclusive has been found out yet about it, and they still don't know what's going on. The last one, this is crazy, and I'm sure you guys have heard of it. This is the phenomena of raining fish. So all over the internet, you can find pictures and eyewitness accounts of people witnessing this rainfall of fish. It's just crazy. There's pictures all over the internet.
Even I was going fishing.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Although it's often brushed off as just some kind of internet hoax or creepypasta or just something that's made up, people, especially in Honduras, really say it's real. There's been accounts of fish rain all over the world, but the biggest group of eyewitness accounts come from a small village in Honduras. Witnesses say it starts just like a normal rainstorm. It gets darker, then the downpour of rain starts for several hours, just heavy, heavy rain. Once it stops and people go back outside, they find thousands of fish littering completely everywhere on the streets. Some of the fish are even still alive, which is crazy. There's several theories of what causes this, but again, none have been confirmed. That's why it's a phenomena.
You dropped it.
That's okay. The village people say it happens every 2 to 3 years. So this is a reoccurring thing. And it happens even in other parts of Honduras, of the country of Honduras, and like I said, other places around the world, but this is the main place where you can hear of all these stories. Some scientists believe it could be some kind of water spout or water tornado that sucks up the fish from the ocean or a nearby lake and then drops them in another location once the rain starts. But locals have said they haven't seen any kind of spout and that they simply fall from the sky. Again, skeptics say that possibly this is lakes flooding. When the rain forms, this is lakes flooding and then moving the fish around. But locals have said that they have actually heard the fish falling and even seen the fish falling onto their roofs. So, it's pretty crazy. Again, like I said, nothing conclusive, so this leaves it a phenomena. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Are there any other phenomena that you've heard about or that you experience? Let me know and give us a thumbs up, right?
Yeah. And
subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And until then, stay creative, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See ya.